Good morning, students. Today we are going to start a topic that is fertilization and implantation. In the previous lecture, we have already discussed about reproductive system and menstrual cycle. So now let us start with the topic. The topic is given on your screen, that is fertilization and implantation. Now, during the act of copulation, also called as coitus, the semen is released inside the vagina. This is called as insemination. The motile sperm swims rapidly through the vagina, reaching the uterus, and then they enter into the first part of the fallopian tube, that is isthmus, and then they reach a region which is called as ampullary region. Remember, the fallopian tube consists of three parts: infundibulum, ampulla, and isthmus. So infundibulum is the first part which receives the egg or the ovum. Now ampulla region is the part where actually the fertilization takes place. Now for fertilization to occur, it is very necessary that the eggs as well as the sperm should reach the ampulla region at the same time. That is, the act has to be simultaneous. Now this is the reason why in most of the cases fertilization does not take place even when the eggs and the sperm are released, because they do not unite at the ampullary region at the same time. So that is the reason why pregnancy does not occur in most of the cases. Now the act of fertilization leads to a formation of zygote. But before the fertilization takes place, the sperm should be able to cross the cells surrounding the ovum. Now what are the cells? They are zona pellucida layer as well as the plasma membrane present on the egg cell. Now acrosome, remember I have told you that in the structure of the sperm, the head part contains certain enzymes present in the acrosome region. The acrosome contains certain enzyme which can digest, or you can say break the cells of the zona pellucida region, and they can dissolve the layer of the plasma membrane of the ovum and can enter inside the egg cell. You see in this diagram, this is the egg crossing the zona pellucida layer as such. You can see. Now these are the sperms and this is the egg. This is the egg. Now this is acrosome reaction. As soon as the sperm enters the zona pellucida layer, certain biochemical reaction occurs, and because of that any other sperm now cannot enter the egg cell. So this is the zona pellucida layer surrounding the egg. This is the egg. Now egg contains the nucleus, as you know. Now as soon as this sperm enters inside the egg cell, the meiosis second gets completed. Now you know, during the meiosis first, what happened was first polar body and secondary oocytes were formed, but it was not complete meiotic division. The complete meiotic division takes place when the sperm enters the ovum. At that particular time, second polar body, an ootid is formed. Second polar body, like first polar body, gets degenerated. Now ootid or the ovum is now called as mature ovum, and at that particular time the fertilization between the sperm and the ootid take place, resulting in the formation of zygote. So these two together, haploid cells together, they fuse and form a diploid zygote. Now as soon as the zygote is formed, cleavage divisions starts to take place. Now these cleavage division are actually mitosis. From one zygote cell to two cells to four cells, 4 to 8, 8 to 16 cells. These cells are actually called as blastomeres. इनको हम क्या बोलते हैं? Blastomeres. Now from 8 to 16 cell stage, it is called as morula. तो आप देखिए यहाँ पे in this diagram, you see fertilization has already taken place here. Now zygote formation has occurred. Now this is cleavage divisions. 2 cells have been formed. This is 4 cells have been formed. This is 8 cells have been formed. Now this whole structure is passing from the ampullary region towards the isthmus region, and then it will reach the uterus for the act of implantation. 8 to 16 cell stage is called as morula. Now from here, the morula will further divide to become blastocyst. That is, number of cells will become more. Blastomeres will become more. Now, in the blastocyst, there are, see you in this figure, you can see this transfer of eggs inside the fallopian tube. Fertilization and further cell division is taking place. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. It is all being given here. Similarly, divisions do occur, and finally it reaches the uterus part. Now, this is all which we have already discussed. Now, let me tell you, the cells present in the blastocyst get arranged in 2 layers. The outer layer is called as trophoblast. You can see on the screen trophoblast. And the inner group of cells attached to the trophoblast are called as inner cell mass. उसको हम क्या कहते हैं? इनर सेल मास. ये देखिए, ये क्लीवेज डिविजन्स दिखा रहा है. ये 2 सेल स्टेज है, ये 4 सेल स्टेज है, और ये ट्रांसफर हो रहा है किस तरह से फेलोपियन ट्यूब के अंदर. ये 4 से 8 सेल स्टेज है, 8 से 16 सेल स्टेज है. फर्दर ये ब्लास्टोसिस्ट फॉर्म हो गया है. ये वाले सेल्स जो हैं, आप जो यहाँ देख रहे हो, ये जैसे कि ट्रोपोब्लास्ट है, तो नीचे वाले जो है इनर सेल मास यहाँ कहलाएंगे. तो बाहर के सेल्स जो यूट्रस की वॉल से अटैच होते हैं उनको ट्रोपोब्लास्ट बोलते हैं, और ठीक अंदर के सेल्स जो अंदर ब्लास्टोमियर्स में प्रेजेंट होते हैं उनको हम बोलते हैं इनर सेल मास. ओके, ये देखिए, जैसे कि ये सेल्स आप देख रहे हो यहाँ पे जो बने हुए हैं, ये एंडोमेट्रियम है, यूट्रस की वॉल. दिस इज कॉल्ड एज एंडोमेट्रियम. ये जो आप लेयर देख रहे हो ऊपर की, ये जो लेयर प्रेजेंट है, ये ट्रोपोब्लास्ट लेयर है, और ये जो लेयर देख रहे हो, ये इनर सेल मास है, और ये फ्लूइड प्रेजेंट है उसके अंदर. ये पूरा स्ट्रक्चर जो है, ये पूरा का पूरा स्ट्रक्चर ब्लास्टोसिस्ट का है. तो बाहर की लेयर, यानी कि ये वाली लेयर जो पहले हम बताई थी, ये लेयर, ये ट्रोपोब्लास्ट है, और ये ग्रीन कलर की जो दिख रही है इनर सेल मास है. इनर सेल मास विल फर्दर ट्रांसफॉर्म इनटू एम्ब्रियो. ट्रोपोब्लास्ट जो लेयर है, जो बाहर की लेयर है ब्लास्टोसिस्ट में, दिस विल गेट अटैच्ड to the wall of the uterus, that is endometrium lining of the uterus. The endometrium lining is responsible for getting attached with the trophoblast layer as such, and the trophoblast layer, the whole blastocyst gets embedded inside the uterine layer as such, and this act is called as implantation. The whole blastocyst gets embedded inside the uterus lining, that is endometrium lining, and this act is called as implantation. Remember that it is only the trophoblast cells, that is the outer part of the blastocyst, which gets in first contact with the endometrium layer inner endometrium layer of the uterus, and slowly it gets embedded inside the uterine layer, and this act is called as implantation, and this further leads to pregnancy. Now let us talk about the home assignment. Briefly explain how fertilization takes place. So I have already told you about the act of fertilization. Number of sperms are released, and there is a competition between the sperms as such. First, the insemination takes place, then the sperm has to transfer from the vagina to the uterus, and finally to the ampullary region of the fallopian tube, where it meets the egg, and finally the fertilization takes place. Now, explain post-fertilization development. After the formation of zygote, I have told you that the cleavage divisions takes place. These are simple mitotic division. Number of cells are formed. Firstly, the morula stage is formed, and then in the later stage, blastocyst is formed. Blastocyst consists of two kind of cells. The outer layer is called as trophoblast, and the inner layer is called as inner cell mass. The trophoblast layer, first of all, gets in contact with the uterus lining as such, and it leads to implantation, and further it leads to pregnancy. Now let me tell you one more important fact. The sperm may have the 23rd chromosome, either X or Y. If the 23rd chromosome, because you know the sperms are haploid as such, if the 23rd, that is the last chromosome, which is also called a sex chromosome, is an X chromosome, then it will, after fertilization, it will form a zygote, and the last pair of both the chromosome will be XX, because female egg always contributes X chromosome. So naturally it will be a girl child. If the last chromosome present in a sperm cell, that is inside the nucleus of the sperm cell, is a Y chromosome, then after fusion with the egg cell, the last pair of chromosome will be XY, and that will be a boy child. So it is ultimately the sperms, the type of sperms, and in fact the chromosomes, the last chromosome present in a sperm will decide whether there will be a boy child or girl child. Thank you. Have a nice day.